Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. It's actually a lovely Wednesday in the city of Abuja, and you know what is going on in Nigeria right now, right in Delta State, Asaba, where the National Youth Game is ongoing, and we have the young ones trying to get medals for their various states and also putting their name in the history book. And then Catch Them Young is also what is going down there in Asaba, where these ones will be nurtured and groomed for Nigerian, to represent Nigeria in future competition in athletics, in football, in swimming, in table tennis, judo, taekwondo, gymnastics. A lot of them going on in Delta State, Asaba, as you can see on your screen right now. Events will be going on today. A lot of events, more than almost 17 events are being lined up for today, right there in Delta State, Asaba. And we have Adeni Ajisafe all the way from Asaba. Will be giving us a report of what has been going on for the past 4 days to 5 days that this event started, and we have a lot of medals being won by the various states. As we speak, Delta State is still topping the table. They are the host state, and you know what it is when it comes to sport. You cannot actually take that away from Delta. So it's a good one coming in from Delta State. Initially, it was Kwara State that was the venue for the National Youth Games 2023, the 7th edition, but because of one reason or the other, it was quickly rescheduled and moved to, the venue was rescheduled and moved to Delta State, Asaba, because of the world-class facilities they have. Let's not forget that Delta State also hosted the National Sports Festival last time out, that was last year, and now they are hosting the 7th edition of the National Youth Games. Like I said, we also have FCT in that games. We have all the 36 states right there in Delta State, and this time around it's a good one coming from the Sport Development Ministry. Senator John Owa was there to declare the event open, and he made sure that there's no age cheat this time around, because the last time out in Kwara State, that was the 6th edition. It was marred by age cheating, but this time around, the organizers actually stood their ground. The sports ministry stood their ground that no, we don't want age cheat. We want the rightful age to be there in Delta State, Asaba. Okay, we have Deni Ajisafe from Asaba right now. Let's have Adeni Ajisafe all the way from Asaba. Adeni Ajisafe, welcome to 360 Sports this lovely Wednesday. And how is Asaba this morning?
Asaba is cool. Thanks for having me, Manuel Fashimi. Asaba is cool. Well, a lot of athletes are just coming up to the stadium. So many events coming up today. We have about 17 events coming up at the National Youth Games. You know, it's actually for the youth, and it's under 15. So the young boys and girls are ready to participate in this today's activities. Like I said earlier, 17 competitions or events will be coming up in jazz, in judo, wrestling. You also have chess, or mostly indoor sports competitions. And later in the day, we're having deaf athletics. They will be running in the deaf athletics. Athletes rather, they will be running there, and they want to see how they can better their lot by winning more medals for their state. But so far, Asaba is really bubbling. You have a lot of athletes really coming here for the first time, coming from leaving their state to another state. That's an experience for them. And also, we've seen a lot of athletes showing that they are really very happy for the fact that they have been able to participate in such a competition where it has been such a developmental program for the youth. As you know, it's actually for the under 15. And like I said, the town, maybe I should call it city because it's a mega city now. It's really bubbling. So many people making money economically. You see vendors selling, making money, selling food to athletes. You see officials trying to get all the facts together. You see journalists trying to cover what is actually happening in this particular event or that particular event. But right now, Asaba is bubbling.
Okay, right now Sabah is bubbling with a lot of athletes trying to get medals for their various states. Okay, so far so good. 17 events has been lined up for today from judo, taekwondo, a lot of events there, swimming included, chairs and the rest of them. Now, what's your general assessment of the event so far? For the past 4 to 5 days this event has been going on. What can you really say? The organization, the welfare of the athletes, and everything in general.
Well, I think that able to be the past mark of 60 different every day. It's not that organizing such an event it's not easy, but looking at what the going to take place and the like that the take right, it's not easy to know how it's supposed to be. But right now, you can see when it comes to the issue of no things that came up from years ago. I think from next time that has been fought, and the issue of athletes getting to locate where people compete. Aside that, we've also seen a lot of development that has to do with the athlete welfare. We've seen so many athletes getting that support that they deserve to get from the state government and also the organizer.
Okay, and also the organizers. Now, FCT is our own because Trust TV is in the Federal Capital Territory and we must be concerned about our own. What has been the performance of FCT so far and where are they standing on the medals table?
Well, I think if you look at it, you can't take anything away from other state participating, even though Delta State seems to be the the team leading right now. But for Team FCT, they've done well. I try to locate where they are competing today in events they are having today. And even though I've not been able to meet them, but right now FCT are trying their best. Looking at the table so far, I don't want to because it's too early. Because even though the table is also updated or upgraded almost every day overnight, and you see a new table. But right now, let me just keep FCT there because they'll be competing. And hopefully, FCT can win more gold, more silver, more bronze. I don't want to mention yet what they've got. At least it's just like almost all the states are keeping quiet concerning the medal table. Although the medal table, so far the one we've seen, Delta they are leading, Edo, Lagos, Oyo, Kwara, FCT they are there. But really, for Team FCT, I expect them to win some medals today because of the fact that the event they'll be competing in, be it in dart, in judo, wrestling, swimming, and also athletics. I expect some medals will come in there. But really, for Team FCT, they are not behind. They are really trying their best to see how they can do it. Also, including some northern states, Kaduna, Nasarawa. In fact, they've done well when it comes to golf. There's a particular young lad from Nasarawa, Emmanuel, thereabout. He's really doing so well. And also, you look at other teams from the north. Earlier, I spoke with one athlete from Kaduna State who plays chess. And right now, he's competing in chess and he actually qualified for the final of the chess championship. And now, young lad by name David Daniel says he wants to win the competition. Let me go back to what the actually said. For Team FCT, I wish them the best, and I believe that they can be among the top by the time this competition ends.
Okay, by the time the competition ends. Now, let's take it to Delta State. Precisely, they are topping the medals table as it stands. Now, for day one, day two, it was Lagos State, and eventually Delta State, after racking up some gold in swimming, they went back to the top of the table. From the look of things, do you think Delta State, as the host state, can keep up the momentum? They are the defending champions and still maintain it till the end of the event.
From the way it is, it will take a lot from other states to beat Delta. They really want to host and win. You know, they are defending champions. And you know, for the fact that Delta State pay more when it comes to athletes competing for them, they don't mind. They want to pay more because they know that money speaks and money speaks a lot of volume to the air of athletes. When a state is telling you, okay, compete for us, if you win gold, we're offering you 30,000 or 50,000 or 100,000. And another state is saying, if you win gold, they're giving you 10,000. You can see the difference there. So that will motivate a lot of athletes to compete for Delta. Not that they actually buying all the athletes away, but at least it's high time other states see that sport is really business, as we always say, that you need to take good care of your athlete, not just to go and be competing alone. They need to compete, they need to win, yes, but you also need to give them what they need to get, not just to sweat it out. We need to give them something to motivate them. They will go back to their parents. Although this is a developmental program trying to see a future for Nigerian sport, but as we are trying to see the future of Nigerian sport, let's do a lot of states to at least they need to do something about athletes competing, taking good care of them. So for Delta State, they really want to host and win, and they are leading the pack already. Even though we still have about at least 3 more days to go on this competition, but so far Delta State they are leading, and they really want to host and win. And for other states who also, a state like Gombe presented some athletes. Kudos to the man that actually sponsored them. We've seen some such a state where we expect some state that their government should do something, but it seems individuals came up and tried to help them. And let me quickly say this competition, I expected to see some corporate organizations join it to see how this event will actually move forward. It seems to be like I've not been able to locate any corporate bodies to support in here. It seems everything is just Delta State government, the LOC, the MLC, and also the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development. But something must be done. Even though it's a youth game, we need to support, at least make these things happen.
Okay, we need to support. Okay, now quickly, before I will let you go on the show, I will ask you these 2 questions, Breezy. Now, from the look of things, from some of the athletes you've seen, can you tell maybe there are overage athletes?
That has been an issue here, partially. I remember the first few days, a lot of states were not too happy. In fact, I met a mother of, she came with her daughter from FCT who is competing in swimming, and she said, well, it's not about her daughter winning, but she's not happy for the fact that she saw a lot of states coming with overage athletes to compete, and it's not supposed to be. This is not a do or die affair, and that actually have a big toll on Nigerian sport. If you notice, if you go for international events, we always want to host and rather participate and win, and that don't last long. Even if you win now, what about the age? The age you always tell. At least right now, most of these states are coming to overage athletes. After they win this competition, what's next? In the next 3-4 years, you see that these athletes are no longer there because they are not using their right age. So it's better we stand with that state competing with the right age so that we can have future stars that will be where we can have the likes of Blessing Kagbare, Tobi Amushon, JJ Okocha, new ones, young ones who can compete for Nigeria for a very long time. Look at Lionel Messi. Because of the fact that they use their real age, they can play for a very long time. But most of the mates of Messi from Nigeria, they are no longer, you can't even hear anything about them anymore. So it's that time those states come with overage athletes to compete in this developmental program. National Youth Games, you are coming with overage athletes. It's not good at all. Something must be done. A lot of issues that has to do with overage issue here, but that has been at least reduced because of the need. NIN is being used. And despite that, some states are still trying to maneuver their way, but really it's not for Nigerian sport. If you have to get it right, we need to let the real age compete in this competition.
Okay, the real age to compete in this competition. The last question for you, Deni Yaji. Now, from the look of things, from your assessment, if you look at the athletes and whatever, there were complaints that they are welfare, they sleep in the condition that is not too conducive because they are young. Any reports about that coming from you?
Okay, I saw a particular press conference where that's about 2 days ago when that story came out that the athletes they are actually staying in a very not too good place, location or hall or wherever. But right now, the program manager of the National Youth Games, Demola Are, came out to do a press conference. Actually, that for the fact that the date was changed. And most of the schools, so they have to quickly tell the school to stay away. A lot of things that needed to be done, logistics and that really didn't allow them to have the laid down accommodation for these athletes. It was not their intention to suffer any athlete in this particular event. But right now, that has been at least worked on. A lot of athletes have now they have a better hostel because most of the schools like St. Patrick's College, like another location where they are using some secondary school that they are using their hostels, they have to quickly find a way to talk with the management since the school is Zoom so that at least they can use their hostels. And also, Osadebe University, the hostel is being used. A lot of things have actually at least gotten better compared to when it started. So right now, the athletes are in good spirit. I met about 2 of these I spoke with. They athletes who actually say, well, right now they are happy that the event is going well.
Okay, they are happy that this event is going well. Okay, Dini Yajishafe, that is where we'll leave it. We hope that you come back with your own medal. Thanks for telling us everything that is happening right there in Delta State, Asaba, precisely.
Thank you very much for having.
All right, that is it. Coming in from Asaba Delta State, where the 7th edition of the National Youth Games is ongoing. We'll continue with Deni Ajishafe on the show tomorrow. We will still get some fillers after maybe the medals table will be updated tonight, and we'll know where the FCT and every other state is standing. And for Delta State, let's see if anybody can distort them from the medals table. Okay, let's leave Asaba and go straight to Italy. Let's talk some beach soccer now, where the Kebbi State beach soccer team, they are also called the Fishers, lost their first game in the World Winners Cup that is going in Italy. They lost to a beach soccer team from Denmark, that is Copenhagen precisely. They lost that game 4-2 to the team from Denmark, and it was their first game of the competition after they left the shores of this country on Monday, and eventually they landed in Italy. There was no time to actually pull themselves together, but their first game against the team from Denmark, that is Copenhagen beach soccer team, also 4-2 it ended. Taiwo Adams reduced the deficit in the second period of that game. Filipov got the third goal for Denmark, and then it was not enough for them to actually come back in that game. And as the way it stands, they will be taking on their second game today against a team from Italy there, that is ASD Napoli, as the team is called. They will be playing their second game against that team in Group A. The Nigerian team is in Group A, and then they will be taking on they will be playing their last game come Thursday, and that is it for the Kebbi beach soccer team. They are Nigerian champions, 2 times champions, and they are the last champion for the competition that happened a few months back, and they are representing Nigeria at that beach soccer club tournament. And it's a painful defeat, but a lot of lessons, I believe, has been learned from the team. They will pick up these pieces. And okay, let's go straight to Plateau State, where Abba Michael is also standing by to give us some analysis on the topics we have on the show. Abba Michael, we got some information from Delta State, Asaba. I don't know if you have one or two to say about that.
Yes, of course. I mean, years. I mean, since democracy came back, actually every sporting festival, national festival, as they have won 6 silver in the bag. When it comes to sport, that's the most, as Nigeria is concerned. When it comes to, I mean, government that comes, every government that comes, see into that vision, I believe Nigeria would have been world beater. Unfortunately, 11 teams, Nigeria, 11 states are yet to register a medal.
Okay, we're having some issues with the audio coming in from Abba Michael. Abba Michael, if you can hear us, please rectify that issue of the audio coming in from your side, from your end. Like I was saying, the beach soccer team will be playing their second group game. They are in Group A tonight, and then the last group game will come on Thursday. And like I said earlier on, they've learned a lot of lessons. The Fishers, as they are also called, that is the beach soccer team from Kebbi State. And when you hear Kebbi, you wonder why other states like Benue State that have that is blessed with water, Lagos State, Rivers, Cross River, why not all these states having their own beach soccer team? But for a state like Kebbi, It's a good one. It's a commendable one. And when it comes to beach soccer in Nigeria, you cannot take that away from Kebbi State and Kaduna State. These two states are number one, number two when it comes to the beach soccer game in Nigeria. So for the Kebbi beach soccer team, well, in their second game Wednesday, that's today, we hope and pray they get it right against ASD Napoli of Italy. They are the host country, and they will be playing against the host team. And you know what it is when you are playing against the host. You are not just playing against the players alone. You are also playing against the fans, because the boos and the cheers will be coming from the home fans. And if you're lucky, you might get 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, more than 10, 20 fans out there who also want to raise their voice in support of your own team. Okay, let's leave Italy and come back to Africa and the continent of Africa, where the Super Falcons will be keeping a date with Cape Verde after Cape Verde defeated Liberia in the first round of the WAFCON, that is the Women's African Cup of Nations qualifier. That game will be coming up later in the year, that is December precisely to say. That is for Super Falcons against Cape Verde. The first leg ended 3-2 in favor of Cape Verde, and then the second leg, after they won the first leg, I beg your pardon, 3-0, the second leg ended 3-2. So they qualified with 6 goals aggregate against the Liberians. Now they will be keeping a date against the Super Falcons of Nigeria in the last round of qualification for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations next year. So for the Super Falcons, they will have their side sets and to take on the Cape Verdeans ladies. And you know, when it comes to football in Africa, you cannot take that away from Super Falcons. And if you notice very well, the Super Falcons has been brilliant of late, and for round the world drum, he has done a great job. He has tried his best, and we believe his best is okay for now with the Super Falcons. If we want to look at what Super Falcons did in the World Cup, it was a fantastic outing. They didn't lost any game until the second round against the England Lionesses, who got to the final and lost to Spain. Nigeria went out in the penalty shootout. I don't know if Abba Michael audio is okay right now to join us back on the show. Let's go to Plateau says if his audio is okay for us. Okay, Abba Michael,
I can hear you clearly.
We were having 1 or 2 about the National Sports Festival, but quickly go straight to the beach soccer game where the Kebbi beach soccer team lost their first group game against a team from Denmark.
Yes, of course, they are trying to experience for them. You know, we in Nigeria, we don't sponsor our teams to go and get a lot of experience. I expected that this type of a team should have been going on several trips in different experience. I mean, so that there will be.
Okay.
It's just a wake-up call that they need to. The Nigeria Sports Commission needs teach soccer something. It's where we can get laurels in the future.
Okay, where we can get laurels in the future. And for the Super Falcons, let's leave the beach soccer team. The Super Falcons will be tackling the ladies from Cape Verde in the last round of Women's Africa Cup of Nations qualifier that will be happening next year.
Able to dispatch a Liberian team, a team that can score. Team you just push over. We may be the 9th time and may have cemented our legacy even at the last World Cup, showing that we could play regulation time without losing a match against the top ranked teams. But then, I mean, this is Cape Verde. They have shown that profitable in front of goal. They have, and so we don't want our defenders to think they are superstars and can hold Cape Verde to ransom.
Okay, we don't want our defenders to see themselves as superstars that can hold Cape Verde to ransom. It's a game of football. These days, they are no longer minnows. When it comes to football, you can get the shocker of your life when you least expect it. Okay, let's leave the Super Falcons and go straight to Europe, where matches went down in England and Spain. in Italy and in Germany, but in England it is the cup game, that is the EFL cup games that went down in England also. And then in Germany we also have the cup game, that is the DFB poker game between Bayern Munich and Monster, as they are called. Let's have the results of matches that went down in the EFL cup games last night. We have Bradford City lost to Middlesbrough at home 2-0. Exeter City picked Luton Town, a team that is playing in the English Premier League, 1-0. Ipswich Town also beat a Premier League team, Wolverhampton Wanderers 3-2. Mansfield Town 2, Petersburg 2. Mansfield Town won that through penalties 3-1 in favor of Mansfield. Port Vale 2, Sutton Town 1, Sarsford City 0, Burnley 4. Eventually they've gotten a win of the season. Manchester United put up a good show against Crystal Palace. Goals from Casemiro, Garnacho and Anthony Martial. 3-0 ended at Old Trafford. Sevilla had to put 5 past Almeria, 5-1 it ended. Mallorca and Barcelona 2-2. Barcelona had to come back to draw level with Mallorca in that game. SC Pruben Monster 0, Bayern Munich 4, Juventus 1, Lecce 0, and then Lille, that is in France, French Ligue 1, and Reims 2, that is in French Ligue 1, and then the Italian Serie A. Now goes straight to today's fixtures. The EFL Cup games also continues today, and then we have league matches in Spain and other teams in Europe. But for the EFL Cup fixtures, we have Aston Villa against Everton, we have Blackburn Rovers against Cardiff City, AFC Bournemouth will take on Stoke City, Brentford will tackle Arsenal, Chelsea will play Brighton, we have Fulham against Norwich City, we have Lincoln City against West Ham United, Liverpool will be playing Leicester City, informed Leicester City. We have Newcastle United against Manchester City. That's the cracker. Let's have the other fixtures of today's games that will be going on in the league. We have in the La Liga, we have Atletico Bilbao against Getafe, Real Madrid will take on Las Palmas, Villarreal against Girona, Cadiz, Rayo Vallecano, Valencia against Real Sociedad, and then the DFB poker game in Germany, we have RB Leipzig will be away to win. We have Cagliari in the Italian Serie A against AC Milan. We have Empoli against Salernitana, Hellas Verona against Atalanta, Inter Milan against Sassuolo, Lazio will take on Torino, and Napoli will play Udinese. And before we go on the show, let's take this transfer news. It concerns the Nigerian, a super midfielder Ndidi, and Barcelona right now could make a move for Wilfred Ndidi in January's transfer. And if that happens, Ndidi will be joining Barcelona. That is where we'll leave it on 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashime. Thanks for watching.